In 2025, India did step up their game, and it's time for us to step up as well. And that's why we are wearing blazers, gentlemen. Uh, we are here to review Indian cricket in 2025, test matches, ODIs, and T20I's. Since we have the T20 World Cup first up, we'll be starting with the T20I's. Rehan, a lot of big players had retired, namely Jadeja, Rohit, and Kohli. Big shoes to fill. But starting this year, at the very start, it was made clear that Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma, the way they played against Bangladesh last year and in the England T20I series before the Champions Trophy this year, made it pretty clear that they were the opening pair that we wanted to try. And despite a few changes in the opening combination through the year, at the end of the year, we've reverted back to that original pair. So it's going to be Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma to bat. But I think the outstanding year of Abhishek Sharma, Varun Chakravarthy, and Tilak Verma, if we can say that,
Hmm.
has made India a formidable force. But also lack of runs from someone like a Suryakumar Yadav or lack of wickets or match-winning impact from Jasprit Bumrah makes India a less dominant force than we would have expected in 2025.
Yeah, you covered all the points for T20I's. See, we went back to the mistake that we made. Should have already picked Sanju Samson ahead of Shubman Gill. He seemed out of place, if we are being very honest. Uh, just that with Samson at the top of the order, it looked like a much complete side. And
Correct.
the only thing that we might be lacking is a third backup pacer, just in case Hardik is not fit or maybe Arshdeep is not fit and Bumrah, is not available given his hectic schedule. So we need that third pacer. Maybe Harshit Rana is building up to that hype that we are looking at, but overall India have done well to set up a core, if you can say. Abhishek Sharma has been phenomenal for us. We continue to, deliver from time to time. Overseas, he has to deliver, of course. He has not been that great overseas, but he's still very young and has a long way to go. Uh, Tilak Verma needs to bat at three for me. I think there is no debate that he should play at five or four. He should be fixed at three. That is where he'll do really well for us. And it'll continue the left right combination, is what I feel. Surya's form is really bad at the moment. That's what happens, Uh, if you give him more time, I think that he will come to form. But
Can
that
can
is
it
something that
does he need more time after the World Cup as well? Maybe IPL is the time where he comes to form.
that would be the wrong time, actually. He should come in form before that. But let's see. Because he's the captain of the side, and a lot depends on him if India have to win that World Cup. Overall, India are very balanced and very phenomenal. Number six spot is also quite a debate. You don't know whether you will play Rinku or Jitesh Sharma. One specialist has to play. It could be up for grabs. So it will be a very close look in the New Zealand series how things go about.
And you correctly mentioned that Abhishek has had a standout year, but him firing overseas is one thing that he has to work on, but not right now since the World Cup is in home conditions. So let's walk through the year. We went on to South Africa. Samson scores twin tons. Tilak Verma scores a century, gets to number one. We come back to India. India plays against England. We won 4-1 over there. The fifth match at Wankhede, it was a standout show from Varun Chakravarthy and Abhishek Sharma. We go to the IPL. All the players are in form, including the players that were left out and had retired. Because of which, I think one of the reasons was Shubman Gill coming back was the runs that he scored. Gujarat Titans, all the top three were scoring runs. So yeah, after that we had the Asia Cup. Asia Cup we won. We won convincingly. I think one match where we were about to lose, that was versus Sri Lanka. So I think in big moments we still are learning. It's a new, inexperienced team if we could say that. I think that time India were trying a spin combination of Kuldeep, Akshar, Varun Chakravarthi, and just two standout pacers, including one Hardik and a frontline seamer, which seemed to be not that great at that moment, but I'm glad that it's worked out over the course of the year. We went to Australia, we played T20s over there. We realized that this combination does not work on flat tracks. Tim David showed us that it does not work on flat tracks. So we came back to India against South Africa. We won the series 3-1 here as well. So overall, I think a standout year for T20 for India in T20Is. I think we've not lost more than five matches in total through the year. And Surya's captaincy record is there to be seen. He's one of the best T20I captains that India has produced. But if we say It's more about the quality of players and rather the quality of the captain. India is number one T20I team at the moment in the world. Number one T20I batsman is from India, Abhishek Sharma, and number one T20I bowler is also from India. That is Varun Chakravarthy. In the coming days, you might as well see the number one all-rounder regaining his place as well, Hardik Pandya. But yeah, let's move on to ODI cricket now. I'll let you do the honors and start with the introduction for ODI.
See, ODIs has been a bit of a let off in terms of viewership, is what I feel. It's decreasing as the years progress. You only look up for the World Cups and the Champions Trophy, which was this year. Champions Trophy was good, not very competitive. If you saw, matches were quite one-sided, and India quite convincingly won all of them. Even the finals that we played against New Zealand, it was quite comfortable. We looked very calm and composed. Uh, Good to see Shreyas Iyer, put up his mark in the team in that middle order. I think he'll go on to be a future captain,
Hmm.
could be a future captain if Shubman Gill's form dips and somehow he doesn't make it to the side. But yeah, jokes apart, he has been the standout ODI player. Of course, it cannot be without Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma's inclusion. The way they played in Australia in that final ODI. I mean, that was the highlight for me in terms of ODIs because it was so good for me to watch them play. The best innings for me personally was Virat's 100 against South Africa, where you
At
actually
Ranchi.
saw at Ranchi that brilliant 100. It was Virat Kohli vintage 2013, 2014, back to those days. Overall, the viewership has been poor, as I said. And to make things interesting, the rules might have to change. In the long term, you might see ODIs get reduced to 40 overs. That could be a possibility. The number of ODIs around the world is also going down, if you see.
Correct.
England have not played those many ODIs, neither has someone like a West Indies played so many ODIs. So, records in ODIs are difficult to be broken now because the number of matches are less. Bowling wise, it becomes a little bit boring in the middle because you're not able to pick up those many wickets. You need attacking spinners. Going into 2026, what I expect is batsmen to be more aggressive. You can see the 400 runs being scored more often in the years to come because batters will have an aggressive approach and chasing will become a trend no matter what the pitches are.
I agree with you. And in terms of India as well, I think India did not play those many ODIs. Hardly there were nine ODIs apart from the Champions Trophy, three before, which we won convincingly against a mediocre England side, if you could say that. Rohit Sharma, the captain, I think one thing we have to highlight in this video is that injustice that was done to Rohit Sharma, the captain, because we had a standout 2023 World Cup, a 25 Champions Trophy tournament win where we were legit undefeated throughout the tournament, and after that as well, there were no ODIs until the Australia series came about, and he was suddenly replaced by Shubman Gill, who was short on runs at that moment, and in that series as well, he was short on runs. One disappointment for me through the year has been India's inability to pick up wickets at the death. With especially in the last ODI series versus South Africa, you would have seen that in the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, there has been a lack of wicket takers. You play three standout bowlers. I think one is who was it? It was Arshdeep Singh, it was Harshit Rana, and it was who was the third bowler that we played in
Bumrah
the
Siraj.
no in the ODIs. Prasidh Krishna. I'm sorry. Yeah. So these are the three fast bowlers that we are playing with, and I think one major change that I expect India to do when they go to 2026 is pick Mohammad Shami. Uh, you can't replace experience; it's worth in gold. If you have players, see, in 2026 you are going to England to play three ODIs. Those will be conditions similar to what you can expect in South Africa in the 27 World Cup. You can't replicate conditions that are going to be there in South Africa in India, so it becomes important for you to play all your best players. I agree. The best match has been Rohit and Virat's innings at Sydney in Australia. But uh, post that, you saw Yashasvi Jaiswal and Ruturaj Gaikwad both scoring centuries in the South Africa series, making a claim for their place, not in the playing 11, but at least in the squad. So with a lot of changes are being made currently, but I think one person who has cemented his place could be Harshit Rana, because you need batting at number eight, and with Bumrah already obviously he's gonna come back. So Jasprit Bumrah and Harshit Rana have cemented their place. The third pacer could be someone between Mohammad Shami, Siraj, or Arshdeep Singh, is what I feel. But yeah, I think experience is important. You might as well see Shubman Gill come back. You'll have openers with Rohit, Gill, Kohli, uh, Shreyas at 4 once he's back, KL at 5, Jadeja at 6, Hardik at 7, or Hardik 6, Jadeja 7. One question I would like to ask you is going forward, who do you like to see? Akshar Patel or Ravindra Jadeja in the ODI setup?
Given his experience, it should be Jadeja C because he has been performing at that level. It's not been that he's out of form or his game has gone down. They are very like to like, but given his experience, I would like to see Jadeja.
Understood. What was one standout moment for you from an Indian team's perspective in 2025 from ODIs?
The form of Virat Kohli, I felt that was the highlight, if I could put it that way. Bowling has been very good, with Kuldeep
Correct.
Yadav being really good in those middle overs, because that is the trickiest in ODIs, where you feel that the match might just silently go away. He's kept things tight for India. Given that sometimes you don't have Bumrah in the setup, he's been the lead bowler, is what I feel. And it is crucial for the Indian team to maintain his form going into the 2027 World Cup.
Correct.
Um, and maybe you could try and get in a Varun Chakravarthy, but yeah, at the moment it is not required.
Correct.
We have enough bowling options, but yeah, a backup.
Agreed. With that, I think if you were to rate India's ODI performance out of 10 in 2025, how much would you rate?
I'll give it a solid 9. Could give a 10 as well, because see, the number of ODIs, as you said, were limited. We won the Champions Trophy as well, so there's nothing on top of that you can achieve. So they have been brilliant.
Okay. Now moving on to the test arena. Two stalwarts, actually four stalwarts of Indian cricket retired through the last 13 months. Ashwin retired in 24 December. You saw Rohit and Kohli retire during the IPL, and Pujara retired after the England series. He was hopeful that uh, obviously with the England series, number three, number six did seem to have cemented their place in the squad at that moment. But we all know what happened later. But yeah, Pujara does seem to know that he is not in contention. So all the four stalwarts of Indian cricket have retired. Ajinkya Rahane is still hopeful of coming back, but we all know that it it seems a bit far-fetched at the moment. Now coming back to the India's performance, a 3-1 loss abroad to Australia in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, did not make it to the WTC final. Okay series if we can now say, because we've seen the quality of England side in Australia. So maybe two weaker sides playing against each other in conditions which favored batsmen and were not really English conditions. So maybe that series was obviously the standard performance for Siraj, if we could say that. Coming back to India, a 2-0 drubbing against West Indies. Obviously, we knew that India is going to win that, but the shocker of the entire year for everyone was India's repeat of the performance against New Zealand last year. Against South Africa this time around, we lost 2-0. And the so-called home domination is legit over now. And Indian spinners are not able to pick up wickets like Ashwin did in the past. Jadeja is scoring runs but is not picking up wickets at that frequency. Number three is not sorted. Number six is not sorted. Yashasvi Jaiswal, known for his consistency, is not consistent anymore. KL Rahul is again KL Rahul. The only player that maybe has stood up every time we've needed him is Mohammad Siraj through the year.
Yeah, 2025, if you want to summarize as a test match for general teams, it has been South Africa's meteoric rise,
Correct.
uh, because it's usually the powerhouses of India and Australia that have done so well
Hmm.
that you overlook teams like England, South Africa, New Zealand. But South Africa have been brilliant this year. They have won the Test Championship. They have dominated India. They have completely outplayed India, is what I felt in the Test matches that they played. Uh, India on the other side have looked very weak. If you look at 2025, uh, I keep mentioning this on the channel. It could have been 2-2 against
Correct.
England, not 3-1. We were that close. And this England side is very mid and very poor. You see that in the Ashes series. So it's not an achievement for us. Having said that, uh, as you rightly said, even though Bumrah is the number one test bowler, it's been Siraj who has been the standout performer for Team India. Um, we need to have a succession plan in place after Virat and Rohit have parted ways. You are not sure about your number three anymore. Who is it going to be? Who is going to be that player who steps up and does well for us? Overseas, it's a bit of a challenge. You need technically sound players. We have tried so many of them now. I'm not sure why Sarfaraz is not being picked, why Ishwaran is not being picked, why are these players, carried around for so long, and now they have been thrown under the bus. So it's confusion at the moment in terms of Test match cricket. We finished the year as number fourth. We are below Australia, South Africa, and England at the moment. With the way Ashes are also panning out, you're not sure about the last Test match who's going to win. If England go on to win, they will still be dominant at that 3 or 2 spot. Uh, so I don't know what's going to happen. We might not make it to the finals of the World Test Championship. So tough times for us.
And in terms of performances, you saw in the England series that Sai Sudarshan was given a long run at number three. Karun Nair was given a run at number six, but he did not. See, I'm not defending his removal from the squad, but I agree with the ideology behind that. But one concern that even I think you would agree is that the reliance on all-rounders needs to stop. Especially in Test cricket, you need to have specialists, and I think people like Ruturaj Gaikwad, who've been performing well in the domestic setup. There's Rajat Patidar. I don't know how Devdutt Padikkal came in. I think he needs to go out, and someone like a Sarfaraz Khan does need to come in. I see wholesale changes going into 2026 due to two reasons. One, the next test match is directly in July when we play Sri Lanka for two test matches in spinning conditions. And you saw what happened when we played South Africa at the Eden Gardens, which was spinning conditions. We lost by 300 odd runs. I think by far Rishabh Pant is India's best spin player after Yashasvi Jaiswal at the moment. If Yashasvi Jaiswal does not perform, it's I think doors shut for India at the moment. It seems like the story. Obviously, Shubman Gill was not there in the South Africa series, but even he is not that great a player, and in the kind of form he's at the moment, we can't really rely on him. He's going to continue as the captain of the Indian Test side, but again, you have 9 Test matches remaining for India, which obviously we need to win at least six out of those to stay in contention for the WTC final, which really seems difficult because you can't play spin and you're going to play against a good Sri Lanka side. And I remember when the last time we went to Sri Lanka, it has been a long time, but the ODI series we played in Sri Lanka in the spinning conditions, we lost. Then you are going to travel to New Zealand for a couple of test matches on flat tracks again. But I think their squad is much better than us with the experience of Kane Williamson, Tom Latham, Devin Convoy, everyone being there. So great for them as well. And then it's going to be 5 test matches against Australia at home. I really pity this Indian side. If we are going to carry the same side, it's going to be a 4-0 or a 5-0 whitewash for India at home. I fear that. And for that to not happen, I think a lot of strict actions need to be taken, and starting with sacking of the red ball coach.
And that could be one of the options that we look into, but I think it's more of personal and mindset change
Correct.
that needs to be done. We were doing so well last year.
Yep.
If you look at 2024, 23, that form just needed to continue. Not many things had to be changed, but unfortunately, not been that great of a year in Test match cricket. But I'm very happy to see South Africa, a team that was underlooked by most of us, has done so well, and they're continuing to dominate Test match cricket. They have an outstanding team. uh, Even Australia, they have done well. They have been doing well. They also look uh, dominating and scary. It will be interesting to see the BGT series when it happens, how it happens, whether Nathan Lyon gets to play or not, because that's also a big call. Yeah, but overall, the future of Test match cricket is also similar to that of ODIs. The reason being, you don't see many Test matches go to day five. That's something that is also a bit of a concern in terms of viewership. A lot of Test matches are getting over in couple of days, 3 days, 4 days. I don't know if you remember any Test matches that went till day five.
Not in India especially.
But
I
yeah,
would like, yeah,
even if you see the Ashes, first Test match and the fourth Test match got over in 2 days.
that's a
So I
combined
don't know
viewership
whether
of 4
to.
days. That is also not day
Yeah.
5.
So you tell me, is it because of the pitches? Is it because of the application of the players, or is it all to do with?
I think it's because that right now home countries think that they play their home conditions pretty well at the moment. For example, India thinks that they have excellent spin players. The fact of the matter is they have excellent spin bowlers, but we have the worst spin batsmen. Similarly, for Australia, apart from Steve Smith and Manas, I don't think there are enough quality batsmen that can walk through the day and play out 30, 40 overs in pacey conditions. So that is what is happening. And I think, especially what happened at Melbourne was something we did not want to see. The Boxing Day test is something that we all look forward to at the end of the year. But yeah, coming back to India, I think I like to point out one stat. See, in a 14-month period, ever since Gautam Gambhir has taken over as the coach, he's created a record that even Virat Kohli has not created. विराट कोहली का भी अगर 1 साल का रिकॉर्ड ले जिसमें वो सबसे ज्यादा खेला है he would not have more than 10 test wins in abroad in home conditions. But Gautam Gambhir has managed to topple that. Three defeats against New Zealand, three against Australia, six, two against England, and two against South Africa. He's managed to lose 10 test matches and win two against Bangladesh, two against West Indies, and two against England, and one against South Africa, and draw two. So he's been the coach of what, 19 test matches, 10 losses, 7 wins, and 2 draws. That also 7 wins are 4 out of those 7 are off against teams that do not play quality cricket.
Yeah, it is a shambolic record, but you
You
don't
got
know.
symbolic out of you at the end of the year.
That's my favorite word. But yeah, we'll have to change the coach or the mindset. Otherwise, this performance
Is
is
going
not
to
going to
continue.
get you anywhere. You have to have change in personnel, and I don't know why experienced players like Shami are sitting out and not getting a chance to play. It's, I don't know. It's out of,
Symbolic
it's
to say
mind
the
boggling.
least. It's
It's
symbolic to
mind
say the least.
boggling.
I agree. And one last question before we wrap up. Uh, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate India's performance in test matches this year?
4 on 10.
I would rather go for 3, but yeah, I mean the kind of fight we showed in England deserves to get 4 at least. Chalo, ठीक है. Okay, so before we wrap, one last segment. Your cricketers of the year for India in T20I's, ODIs, and Test matches.
Test matches, I think I've made it clear. It's Siraj for me.
Hmm.
T20 is it's two players, Tilak Verma for
One,
me
only
and
one, only
Abhishek.
one, only
Then
one.
Abhishek Sharma.
And ODI.
And for ODI, it will be Kuldeep Yadav.
Okay. For me, test would be I wanted to go with Shubman Gill, but again, only one series based on one series. I can't really judge him, and there's no other person than Siraj. For ODIs, I would go again with Kuldeep Yadav. I was wishing that you would say Virat Kohli and I say Kuldeep Yadav, and I come out as a better cricket analyst. But yeah, seems to me that we're, if not you are better, at least we are at par. So yeah, and I would like to just differ on you, or like differ with you in the T20I Cricketer of the Year segment. For me, it is Varun Chakravarthy because I think I have seen many moments where the game seems to slip away from us, and his couple of, I think the quality with him is that he picks up one wicket. The second batter that comes in the middle order does not has not really phased him. So he bowls a gully and he gets 2 wickets in the over, which changes the complexion of the match pretty quickly, which sets up the game for batsmen like Abhishek Sharma or Tilak Verma. But yeah, for me it is Varun Chakravarty, and I hope that we see a lot better performances in 2026 from all the teams, especially ODI performances are already great. T20s are again already great, but that needs to translate into performances in the T20 World Cup as well. Rohit Sharma was a visionary and a motivational leader. I don't think Suryakumar Yadav is that. I hope that he's filled enough confidence in the players to step up on the big occasion like they have done in the bilateral series. I do not want to see a repeat of 2021 T20 World Cup where we were playing excellent T20 cricket in the IPL as well, and we did not make it to the semi-finals. With the group that India is playing in the T20 second stage, that is like the Super 8s, it's going to be India, South Africa, Australia, and I think it's going to be West Indies or something. See, Australia is a tough team, and so is South Africa. And conditions on which we'll be playing, it's going to be Chennai, it's going to be Delhi, it's going to be uh, Ahmedabad. So it's familiar conditions with, but it's these are conditions again where India could fail. So one fear is that India could miss out on a semi-final spot. But the upside for that is you can really sack Gautam Gambhir after that. So I don't think 2026 is going to be a season where we see a lot of failures. If there are failures, there are positives as well, like the one I mentioned right now. And enough of my monologue. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching the year-end review. We'll be back with the Ashes preview and the team of the year for all formats. Bye bye.